So my roommate Max and I are always looking for ways to save money, especially after he calculated that we spend more on fancy cheeses each month than we do on rent. One night, after a particularly emotional binge of a cooking show about French grandmas, Max turns to me, eyes wild, and says, "Dude, why don't we just make our own cheese?" I'll admit, after 3 glasses of wine, this seemed like the most logical thing in the world. I mean, how hard could it be? You just need milk, some patience, and a willingness to ignore expiration dates, right? The next day, we transformed the kitchen into what I can only describe as a lactose laboratory. We had pots bubbling, thermometers taped to cabinets, and a suspicious amount of milk rapidly approaching room temperature. Max was reading instructions off a cheese-making blog written by a guy named Kurt Ferguson, which, in retrospect, should have been our first red flag. By Thursday, we'd run out of clean towels and started using pillowcases to strain the curds. Our fridge looked like it was prepping for a dairy apocalypse. By Friday, the cheese was looking less like the artisanal wheels we'd imagined and more like a science fair project gone wrong. There were mysterious puddles forming in places where puddles should never form, and the kitchen smelled like a gym sock had made out with a barn. When our neighbor came over to borrow some sugar, she took one look and immediately asked if we were hiding a cow in the apartment. Max tried to explain, but she just backed away, mumbling something about cultured behavior. Needless to say, we never actually produced anything edible. Our only accomplishment was making our landlord question his life choices and learning that cheese-making is best left to the professionals. At this point, the only thing we've managed to master is coming up with a really good excuse for why our security deposit is probably never coming back.